membership. Oh, I forgot to say, we're going to be recording. Sorry, Tyler. I had an email this morning from a couple of people that couldn't make it and asked if we could record it. So we're recording it so that we can send it to those people. So I'm Jennifer. I'm the manager of membership here at the Newmarket Chamber. And we just thought that this would be a great opportunity, again, for new members or those who, have been around but wanted just a little bit of refresher to make sure that you get the most out of your membership, because there's a lot to the chamber that you might not know that we do. New things that our president and CEO, Chris Emanuel, is going to touch on that we have planned for next year. So we're just going to go over some of those things. Feel free to put your hand up, ask questions. We have Philip Jung from Elevon who's joined us, and Chelsea Dell from Norbram Group Insurance. They're going to touch on those. They're partners with us, affinity partners, and they're going to touch on those benefits that you can access only exclusively through the chamber. So if you've got questions, again, feel free to ask Philip and Chelsea when they chat. So I'm just going to go over a couple of things and share my screen first and foremost. And then we all have to say, as we do at every Zoom, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So I thought it would be important for you to know the faces behind the chamber. And look we're a team of 10 strong here. So you're bound to see or meet one of us out at events, obviously. Chris Emanuel, our president and CEO, he's on with us today, and you're going to hear from him. Lori Clayton is our office manager, but we like to say she's the glue that holds this entire ship together. She's fabulous. Abdus Samad, he's our director of government relations and policy. So that's another big component of the chamber and what we do. And I think Chris can touch on that, as well as advocacy. And it's really important in terms of what we do. Roseanne is our events manager. So if you've been to any of our events, and we've got some great ones coming up that I'm going to touch on, she's the face there. And Tyler, I'll jump down to Tyler. He's on our Zoom as well, but he is Roseanne's right-hand man, and Tyler's great. Leslie Mason is our director of communications and strategic initiatives. Leslie is the mastermind behind our directory, our communications, our net news, and just everything that we put out from the chamber. We also have a smart commute program within the chamber, and that's Tanya and Andrea, and they head up that department. And then Sunia works with Abdus as a policy analyst. So there you go. For those who didn't know, we are a team of 10 strong here at the chamber. And I thought it was interesting at the very beginning when it was just Shamini and I on, and the building started to shake, and you could actually see the train going behind me. So what you're looking at the bottom of the screen, that's our office. That's where I'm sitting right now. And it's the original train station here in Newmarket. And a little background on the chamber. We were formed back in 1857 and actually began as the Newmarket Board of Trade. And Newmarket was a trading area. There was, we've gone full circle. We have the market here every Saturday morning in Newmarket, and that's how it began. So it was actually founded by a group of merchants who wanted to make sure that there were fair prices and trading going on every Saturday in the market square where they had trading. For those of you who don't know, we're 700 members and associate members at the Newmarket Chamber, so we're quite large. And I ran the numbers. I'm confident that we're going to hit over 100 because we still have a few months left, but we've had 99 new members join this year alone. And I think it's important to, and some of you are on this meeting this morning, but in the year before, in the depth of the pandemic, we had 125 businesses join. So I think it speaks to how important new businesses and existing businesses value the chamber and what we do. So yeah, we'll hit that 100 mark, I'm confident. In the past 12 months, we have, and again, I point out, some of them have been virtual and it's been during the pandemic, but we've hosted 40 events. We brought back our home show. We actually incorporated a Love Local festival with it. We brought back our mayor's lunch and an economic summit. So that's just to highlight a big part of what we do at the chamber, our events in the community. We have produced over 100 videos and reels supporting and promoting our members. That's something new that we brought in when I joined, because I have a background in television.
And can you grab that, please?
Um, and we feel it's important to give you guys shout outs and kudos when you've done something. I was at Dawson Dental. That's where I saw Zoop, who had already joined, but they're going to be opening soon. So we come out to those grand openings. We're there to support you. We have big giant scissors that are literally giant scissors because we feel it's important that when you join the chamber and become part of our membership organization, that we're there to support you and let others know about you and what you do, in addition to act as a conduit to meet other members as we're doing this morning. And then one other thing that we added was the rapid antigen tests. So we distributed over 40,000 rapid antigen tests out of our boardroom here, spearheaded by Tyler. Well organized, it ran like a smooth machine, and we made sure that the community and businesses were able to get them. Still to come in 2022. So talking about the events earlier, we have our Business Excellence Awards coming up on the 12th of October, and we've moved them to a new location. So for those of you who are familiar with it, and those aren't, it's a fancy affair. It's fun, and again, it's our way. It's all businesses that have been nominated. In order to be nominated, you don't have to be a chamber member. If you're not a chamber member, you do have to be in Newmarket. So it's our way of recognizing the businesses in, I think we've got 10 different categories this year. So I'm going to touch on also after our after hours member mingle. We recognize that members really want to meet each other in this after hour 5 to 7 time zone. Like, raise your hand if you think that's a good one, because we seem to be getting a lot of members out to those. So it's going to be at Market Brewing, and from 5 to 7. And then we host weekly and bi-weekly entrepreneurs in motion meetings. So one is Friday mornings, and it's from 8 to 9. And the other is every other Wednesday, and it's at noon. And so it's sort of like an Uber. It's almost like this group here today. You know, you've got 12 to 20 on, and we meet for an hour, and we just update on what you might have going on with your business that week, what you're involved in. And it's meant to make sure that I know exactly what your business is. So when I'm out in the community and someone is saying that they're looking for a good chiropractor, well, I send them right over to a line and I say, you've got to go see John, he's the best. So that you're constantly, it's referral based. So I recommend that if any of you are interested in joining either group, just shoot me a message, and you can try it out for a week and see if it's a great fit. And then December is our, Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not sure we've got the actual date pinned down on that, but we've got our annual AGM holiday mix and mingle. So, which is a great time. So that's that networking component that I talk about that's really important if you're interested in it. And then with respect to getting social, I just thought I'd make sure that if you don't already, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That's where you're going to see those video promos and where we've shared information about our members. And you know, here's some networking that we've just done in the last year. So the top is our member mingle. So that's what I mentioned. That is at Market Brewing, and there's gonna be a tour of the brewery, so you find out everything. Zest, I see Michael's on with us today. Zest is the new member. They've taken over the kitchen at Cachet, and they're going to be doing some awesome appetizers. And then Market Brewing is the first and only brewery in all of Ontario that recently became a bingo hall as well. So we thought it would be fun if we wrapped up the evening with a fun game of bingo. So, and those are just some pictures of the networking that we do, and we do still do Zoom. So, you know, I recognize that not everybody wants to get up and be somewhere at 8 in the morning, and it's easier to hop on Zoom. So we still do that to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to get out and meet each other. And I showed these, another little benefit of membership that people love as I'm holding on to them because I have Erin's name tag. So when you come out to all these great networking events, I promise Erin, I'm going to drop hers off tomorrow. It just helps so people can say, oh, it's Erin from the Maker's Mark. And then maybe you've met on Zoom and now you're meeting in person for the first time. So, and with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I've already introduced, but I'm going to bring up Chris Emanuel. He's our president and CEO. And Chris is just going to give, talk a little bit about himself, but an overview on, bigger plans and where the chamber's heading for the next year. But I guess really quick, any questions on that right now, or we're all good?
We are good. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, over to you, Chris.
Thanks so much, Jennifer, and good to see everyone. I promise I actually won't talk about myself at all because I don't want to bore anyone this morning. But it is good to see everyone, and this is thank you, Jennifer, for bringing back these new member orientations. I think they're critical in that member experience, right? And because a big part of where you see the value in your chamber membership is also how you utilize it, right? But it's part of our role is to make sure that we're giving you the opportunities to maximize that experience. But also we want to hear from you, and one thing we're finding is we're actually in a bit of an adjustment period now. And I don't know, can I say post-COVID? We're still in the midst of COVID, but it's, the reality is things are changing and we're evolving as well. And, for instance, we're finding our breakfasts not quite as popular as they once were, and because everyone kind of got adjusted to that short commute just down the stairs to maybe their dining room or their office where they're maybe doing Zooms and things like that. So, but we're going to adjust, right? And that's where we're finding actually our after hours is more popular than ever. So, that's the one thing I'll say is over the next year, we'll continue pulling on the different levers and making adjustments to make sure it's the best experience for you as members. So one, please always feel free to share your feedback with myself, with Jennifer, whoever you may be interacting with at the chamber, because it's valuable and we will make adjustments based on that feedback. But big part, if you go to our website, which by the way, one thing I'll say is over the next year, you're going to see a new website from us, and we want to create greater opportunity for collaboration and sharing of content. But you'll see that there are 3 words that we really use to define the chamber, which is the learn, connect, and thrive. And so one, as part of the learn, we see part of our role as giving you the information as either new businesses, established businesses that you can grow, you can develop, you can expand where you need to. And so a big part of the next year is, for instance, we've reintroduced our Learn seminar series where, we've got one in 2 weeks on, mastering SEO, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, because it's critical for many businesses and just getting out there. But there's going to be LinkedIn sessions and various social sessions. Those were quite popular. And so we've brought them back, and we want to make sure we're giving you the tools to grow and thrive. Connect, I would say that that's probably one of the most powerful things we can do as a chamber by creating these opportunities for you to find out, oh, there's a business in town that does this, I can partner with them. And the one thing we certainly saw during COVID is how supporting each other achieve great things. And it's, many businesses had their fellow businesses' backs in the community, and we're stronger for that. So so I think there's nothing more powerful when, I had a business come in yesterday, literally walked in the office and, they were looking for a venue to host an event, and, I referred them to a new chamber member, and they're going to have their event there, right? And I love that, right? And when you're able to connect, and you're going to hear later today from Elevon and from Norbrand, like those are 2 organizations that, we have an affinity partnership with, but we use them, right? So my healthcare benefits, Jennifer's healthcare benefits, we use Norbrand Insurance, right? So we walk the walk. We've actually recently shifted to Elevon as our payment processor. And it's partly because of the value, right? We're already seeing the great customer service, but frankly, we did an economic evaluation, and we're better for using Elevon. And so, that's why we want to make sure we're sharing them with you, and because you get preferred rates using them. So we want to make sure we're giving you the tools to grow and thrive as a business. And again, that's that thrive. It's we want to see your success. We want to see you grow. And so many companies, got through COVID. Some had a tougher time than others, but let's all make sure we're there to support each other. So as part of that, as Jennifer mentioned, no shortage of events, and it is nice to see them going back in person. I'm really excited. We've got a new venue for the BEAs for, I think, the first time in 20 odd years. It's traditionally at a different venue, but we brought it back in town to the New Roads Performing Arts Center. And we're going to have a big tent, and we're going to have heavy hors d'oeuvres. We've got live music, and we're going to create a great atmosphere. And because we want to create that buzz and that excitement, because there are exciting things happening. So that's coming up. We're kind of reimagining our women's event, which is usually tied to International Women's Day, but we're going to be leaning on a group of local women entrepreneurs and that are going to really help drive and make that event exciting and of great value. One thing I'm particularly excited about is we're introducing a new event to our calendar year, and it's going to be in Q1 of next year, but it's called Shift 23, and it's going to be an annual event. And a big part of Shift will be about giving you the tools to grow your business. So one, we're going to be bringing experts on just market and labor analysis, and so that you'll get a bit of a snapshot of what's happening both globally, provincially, and locally. We're going to have experts that will be able to help many of you on the retention and attraction of talent. We know that's a pain point for many of you right now, and how to keep your great employees, but also how to to bring others on board, and as well how do you grow and scale your business, because that's something that is top of mind for a lot of you. And also, even what does my exit plan look like down the road? We want to make sure that we're giving you all those tools. And so we're going to have a fantastic lineup of speakers for that. So that's one I'm particularly excited about, because I actually see that as becoming a major signature event, not just for Newmarket, but broader GTA. So we're slowly branding it the Greater Newmarket area. So the GNA. So there's exciting things happening. The after hours we're finding very popular. And there's also the traditional things like the home show, which is always popular, and we're going to have that again back to its normal time slot in the new year. But a big focus of the chamber will continue to be how to support local, and we want to make sure we're equipping the community to understand how they can do that and what the tangible impact is for supporting local business, because all of you you're very involved in the community. You might support, local charity, sponsor a sports team, things like that. And so that's where we need to make sure, again, we're all supporting each other. So a big part of our role, as Jennifer mentioned too, is about sharing your news, your updates, your promotions with the broader community. We've got quite a few residents that follow us on our social channels. And so we want to make sure that, we're giving you the attention you need and deserve, so you can grow. So I'm excited about the year ahead. I'm very fortunate to work with an amazing team, and we've got amazing partners. And I do think there's really big things ahead. And finally, I did want to touch on two other areas that before I wrap. You're going to see an increased focus from the chamber on DEI or diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so we're going to make sure that you're always seeing that embodied in everything we do as an organization, to make sure those are things we're supporting and developing. But again, it's about giving you the tools, because sometimes one person shop or two person, it's tough, right? And you can't necessarily rely on a team to implement policies and procedures. So we want to make sure that we're equipping you with that information so that you can embed some DEI, policies, procedures in your organization, because it's the right thing to do. We know that, for instance, women were disproportionately affected during COVID, for instance, in the labor market. And so what can we do to support, for instance, women, people of color, et cetera? That's critical to our role as a Chamber of Commerce. And finally, on the advocacy front, we're fortunate in that we have 2 staff members that are willing to help the business community on advocacy. So we have great relationships with local elected officials, but we also have no problem, challenging and speaking, truth to power, if you will. And so we are going to be your voice on issues that face you. We had a business that struggled with a level of government during COVID, and our team was able to help them out dramatically. And for instance, we had a wonderful roundtable last week with our local MPP and Don Gallagher Murphy, and we have a policy committee, and we were able to share the critical issues facing businesses, and that's helpful, right? And knowing that we've got those relationships is important. We have our annual mayor's luncheon that people can attend. So we want to make sure that we're able to bring your issues forward, but we need to hear what those issues are. We know there are certain common ones, around labor market and things like that. But we're fortunate in that we've got a strong working relationship with all of the elected officials in this area. And so if you're facing things like red tape at the municipal, federal, provincial level, we'll help you with that. And the staff in those respective offices have always been quick to respond as well. So that's a service we offer in helping navigate those systems. I think it became more prevalent during COVID about how critical that role of the chamber is. And that's something we're going to be there to commit to help you on. So that's kind of the overall snapshot, but I'm happy to take any questions as well. The hard ones I'll pass off to Jennifer, but certainly here to have any feedback or questions from any of you.
Any questions from anyone yet? We're not overwhelming you here, are we? I will say that Tyler put in the chat, here comes the train again. So for those of you who weren't on, you can see. Tyler did put in the chat for anybody that's interested in both the upcoming Learn seminar and the after hours, the link to register. So both events are free. They're included with your membership. So if you're interested, you can click on there, or later just go to our website. You'll see the calendar of events is there. So I guess with that, I'm going to introduce Philip Jung with Elevon. As Chris mentioned, we recently switched the chamber to Elevon to use for our credit card processing fees as well. I know it is something members and even a lot more members that are just on here today are interested in, because it is one of the questions when a business joins. They're asked, are you interested in learning more? So that's why I thought it was important to have Philip on. So I'll throw it over to you, Philip, if you want to give everybody a little overview of the service, the product, and how people can, I guess, connect with you after to get more information.
Thank you, Jennifer. Good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me well?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. My name is Phil Jung from Elevon, and I manage Elevon Chamber Referral Partner Program. We are super excited about this new partnership that we have with Newmarket Chamber of Commerce. And as an endorsed partner of Newmarket Chamber, we're able to provide you with great member benefit program to save your payment processing for your business, right? Elevon is the innovative, secure, and global payment processing company for your credit card payment processing needs, whether you do business online, mobile, in person, POS machines, e-commerce, everything. We are rated as one of the top 5 global payment provider every year with more than 30 years of experience. And to mention some of the benefits of using Elevon as a Newmarket Chamber member is that you will have exclusive preferred member pricing that will save your payment processing cost. And with no locked-in contract, which goes month by month, and no hidden fees, no cancellation fees, right? And we support all types and all sizes of industries and businesses. Also we have great customer support team that's right at Toronto office that's available 24/7. And we support not just English and French, but also Spanish, Mandarin, Cantonese, Korean, and so on. And we also provide great reporting portal tool and business insights for your convenience as well. Also, we offer, next day funding for you to better manage your cash flow, and there are more benefits to it, right? For instance, we have free statement analysis that, if you're with a different provider and you think you're getting a good deal, our sales team can perform statement analysis to estimate your savings with Elavon before you actually move forward with us. Right, and I'm sure we're going to be able to save with your payment processing cost and offer better service overall through our partner program. If you want to learn more about our Elavon Chamber referral program, please inquire to your member manager, Jennifer, and to submit a web inquiry through our landing page. I don't believe it's on our it's on your website yet, but it should be uploaded there very soon. Thank you so much for your time. Any questions we have?
Anybody have any questions for Philip?
Do you have your website on the Chamber of Commerce?
It is. Hold on.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I'll check it out. Yeah.
I'll send it to you. It's we're going to get it on the main page. As Chris said, we're revamping our whole website, but it is there under partners, but I'll send it to you as well.
Okay.
And Philip mentioned that they do an analysis. We actually had it done ourselves before we switched over. We wanted to make sure. So we had that done to see that there would be savings. So
thank you.
Yeah. I actually have the landing page URL. So if you don't mind, I can share that on the chat here.
Yeah, absolutely. Put that in the chat as well. Okay. And then with that, Chelsea Dale is with Norbrum, another, big component of why a lot of businesses join is they're looking for health and dental benefits. It's the Chamber's plan. It's what we use at the Chamber. So Chelsea will explain everything. And I will say, she can't certainly give you a breakdown of what it would cost. Chelsea will have a conversation with you, offline as well, but she can certainly bring you up to speed on everything that's involved in it.
Yeah, thanks, Jennifer. So as Jennifer said, we are a strong affiliate partner with the Chamber and have been for a really, really long time. The really special thing about the Chamber of Commerce group plan for small business is that it's connected with each local chamber and board of trade. So, I work closely with Jennifer and the team at the Newmarket Chamber to make sure that we're providing members with access to an accessible group benefits program. It is a non-for-profit program, which really makes a difference when you're looking at group benefits in the grand scheme of things. If you're in comparison with a Manulife or Canada Life, the biggest difference is being a non-for-profit, they're not looking for the same administration costs that the big carriers are looking for. So that just means you have more money to spend on your claims versus on your administration costs. So, the biggest concern for a small business implementing a benefits program would be stability year after year. And especially over the past few years, stability is really important in terms of cost. And that's really where the Chamber shines in renewals year after year, because you have a group benefits plan. It does renew every year. And the Chamber's plan offers that stability with the low increases and manageable, sustainable benefits plan, for the whole life, because that's what you want. You want to, have access to a benefits plan for your employees that is manageable and that you can continue on forever. Especially in today's labor market right now, it is almost an immediate requirement to have a benefits plan in place if you want to hire. And even as a small business, the Chamber's plan offers some really great options for 1 and 2 life companies as well if you're starting out. And then we'll continue to grow the plan as the business grows as well. So many great benefits in terms of healthcare spending accounts, employee assistance programs, which have been a huge touch point over the past couple of years in offering that mental health support for the employees. And Teledoc as well is an online virtual doctor, and Pocket Pills, which is an online pharmacy as well. So a lot of added bonuses with the chamber plan as well. So feel free to touch base. Welcome if you're new members to the chamber. And yeah, thanks to Jen for bringing the onboarding meetings back, because I do love seeing everybody's faces, and definitely comfort at our own home this morning. But yeah.
And we're able to do this even though Chelsea's on a little mini vacation. So thank you for doing it. So with that, I mean, any questions from anyone? I know I always put it out in our networking groups that what more would you like to see from the chamber? We always want to hear your input as well. Is it more networking? Is it connecting like this once a month? Because maybe you don't read the net news and it's easier just to connect this way. So, you know, you can always drop me a line, let us know what you'd like to see more of. With respect to the networking, and Chris touched on the supporting each other and what we saw happen during COVID. I will say that that collaboration and those networking mini groups I've seen grow. They meet each other. Next thing, they're swapping services. They're collaborating on an event. You know, like I've watched so many relationships grow and they've met because of the chamber. So I encourage you to get out, expand your network, your circle, let people know, you know, who you are and what you do. Well, the best point of contact for questions or discussion. That would be me. Hi, Mustafa. Nice to meet you. And now, any questions? Did anybody have any questions with respect to everything that we went over?
I have one question.
Sure.
How can you help with the with putting words out for the employment for the new businesses? Like if we are getting more employees local, because we would like to see more local
Right, that
people.
that you're hiring, that you're looking to.
Yes.
Well, so again, we love to share. Like if you're active on social media, you know, let me know. You can shoot me an email. We'd be happy to share the post. Let our members know
Okay.
that, you know, and I think that that's also something part of a bigger picture when we revamp our website, that information like that could be included as well. Because again, we want to be that connectivity piece that all of these businesses go to, whether you're looking to network and meet, let people know you're hiring, you know, just all of those things. So
Right.
let me know that information. We'll certainly share it. And we have our net news that goes out every month as well. So that's our way to let members know what's happening. So lots of ways we can do that.
So should I drop you an email?
Yeah,
Is
sure.
your okay? So
Does everybody know my email? I think you probably would because I invited you to this. So, but it's jennifer@newmarketchamber.ca.
okay. So
I just had another question. Yes. So, Chelsea, did you want to put your contact information in the chat for anybody that wants to follow up with you?
For sure.
And what we'll also do is, I think, and Tyler, correct me if I'm wrong, when this meeting wraps up, you'll get a thank you, like thank you for joining. And we'll make sure that we have the contact information in that email for Philip, for Chelsea, and for myself. So if anybody wants to reach out after, you can do that.
that would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Oh, you're very welcome. And you know, like we were saying at the very beginning, there's so many little things that we do. So if you're having a special event, if it's a grand opening, if it's an anniversary, and I recognize it's been 2 years of COVID and businesses opened 2 years ago. So last year I finally got to go to last weekend, a couple of grand openings because they could officially open. Let us know, you know, don't worry about giving us too much information because we want to be able to share with members, come out. If by chance we can't make it, send us a picture. We'll, you know, we want to be again that community hub that can let people know all about our member businesses and what you're doing.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for hopping on this morning. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope that we gave you some good information and just a little bit more insight as to, you know, what we do at the chamber. You've met all the faces now. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and hopefully, I know we'll see Michael on the 17th because he's going to serve up some fabulous food at Market Brewing. And I think we'll see, yeah. And for any of you who are attending the Business Excellence Awards, Erin, I know you're a finalist, so hopefully we'll be seeing you there
Absolutely.
with your name tag
Congratulations.
on.
With my name tag, with my new name tag.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, again, thank you, Philip. Thank you, Chelsea. And thanks to all of you. It was great to see you all this morning.
Okay.
Have a
you.
great day.
Thanks, Jennifer. Okay, bye now.
Bye.
Y'all, take care.